Hello, my name's Anthony Fitzgerald from NHS Doncaster. I'm going to give the latest COVID-19 vaccination programme update across our town. We are currently vaccinating our top 9 priority cohorts of people, and those are shown on the slide in front of you. And since the 15th of December, we have vaccinated over 100,000 people across Doncaster who fall under those categories. And that equates to around 60% of the people that we need to vaccinate before the 15th of April. I'd like to thank all the people of Doncaster who've come forward and taken up the offer of vaccination as we try to roll this out at significant pace. And importantly now, we're starting to see the impact of the vaccination programme. What you see on the slide in front of you is our residents, our people of Doncaster over 70 who have been admitted to our hospitals with COVID-19 in the previous seven days. And prior to the vaccination programme, that was anywhere between sort of 80 and 100 people who would be admitted a week. Over 95% of our over 70s residents have taken up their offer of vaccine. As you can see from the graph now, it is less than 20 people a week who are being admitted to hospital with COVID-19. That demonstrates that the programme's working, that the vaccine is having an effect, and that we absolutely need to continue at pace with the rollout of the vaccination programme to other cohorts of people across Doncaster. And that will now start to continue at pace. And by the 31st of July, all adults across Doncaster will have received an offer of their first dose of vaccination accordingly. So you will start to receive your vaccination offer if you haven't already done so. That may come in a number of different ways. You may receive a letter from NHS England asking you to take up the offer of vaccination and book online at one of the mass vaccination sites across our region, chiefly at Sheffield Arena. If you're able to do so, if you are able to travel, and if you are able to take up a date that's suitable for you, then I do encourage you to take up that vaccine at Sheffield Arena accordingly. And a number of our residents across Doncaster have already done so. But we recognise that that won't be appropriate for everybody. And we recognise that some people will want to stay local and want to have their vaccine at one of the 5 sites that we've got across Doncaster. If that is the case, you will be contacted accordingly, and your GP will contact you to arrange that appointment. Please don't contact your GP, as we know they're very busy in this period in terms of responding to the COVID-19 crisis, but you will receive that offer of vaccination locally if you choose to do so. We also recognise that some people across our region find it difficult to travel to one of our vaccination sites. So with this video, we will be publicising details of a free transport service that is able to both take people to the vaccination site and then back home after they've had their vaccine. We're also keen that nobody is left behind, and we recognise that some of our communities and some of our minority communities aren't taking up the offer of vaccine, so we want to adjust our offer accordingly. And what that means is that we will see you will see a series of pop-up clinics for vaccination across Doncaster over the course of the next few weeks. We'll start with some areas of worship. And also, we will start to look at more novel ways of taking pop-up clinics into your local areas. We're also exploring the use of a community pharmacy vaccination site. So there will be more offers of vaccination over the course of the next few weeks, and we'll really start to ramp up our programme. We're increasingly assured of the supply of vaccination, and that will mean that over 20,000 people will be vaccinated on a weekly basis towards the end of March and the beginning of April. And of course, for those people who have received their first dose of vaccination over 12 weeks ago, you will start now to receive your invite for your second dose. And I really encourage people to ensure that they come for that second dose of vaccination. It will work, as we have seen, and you will be invited by your practice to the same site that you had your first dose of vaccination. The vaccination programme, it continues at pace, and I'm really proud of all the professionals across a number of organisations who have been key to rolling this out. That's everybody from doctors to nurses to administrative staff and to volunteers who have helped really run the sites so far. I'd also like to thank people of Doncaster for their patience, for taking up the vaccine when they're given that offer. And as you've seen from some of the data that we are now starting to see, it's making a real difference. Together, by continuing to apply the public health guidance and by taking the vaccine, we can beat this terrible virus. And I'd like to thank you all for your hard work so far.